All right, Manchester United is really one of those teams that is really pursuing for the deal of or for the signing of Benjamin Sesko. I brought you a story earlier on that you guys have gone ahead to watch in a space of like 3 hours. It's really clocking 6,000 views. And that's courtesy of you guys, and it's you who obviously turning it to be one of the special videos that we've gone ahead to do today. But Sesko rival opening bid rejected. You know, there are two teams that are into this deal of Benjamin Sesko, that is Man United and Newcastle. When I talk about a rival bid, that means I'm referring to the team that we are in this battle or bidding war together. Welcome to this channel. This is the United Matters channel. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is the name and the person behind the microphone in here. Now, today, David Austin, around midday, he said Newcastle submit offer for RB Leipzig. Sorry, to RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. Newcastle bid made in last 24 hours worth 75 million euros plus 5 million euros of add-ons. Around asking price, RB Leipzig informed to suitors. Man United pursue ongoing, no decision yet from 22-year-old Slovenian international striker. That is Benjamin Sesko. As I told you earlier, that he hasn't gone ahead to make a decision. Even Jacobs Ben followed it up with the story that breaking, Newcastle make a 75 plus 5 million euro bid for Benjamin Sesko. Club record offer. Newcastle's tactic has always been to get a quick agreement with Leipzig in the hope Man United can't or won't match it. So Newcastle have gone ahead to obviously put in their bid earlier. That is an 80 million euro bid. When they talk about a record bid for Newcastle, I think the highest they've gone ahead to bid for was, I think, Alexandra Isak and a player known as Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali came in through for 70 million euros from the side of AC Milan, you know, and for Alexandra Isak, you know, from Real Sociedad. Obviously, they went ahead to pay around 79 million euros, meaning that they've gone ahead to obviously break their record and they've gone ahead to make a bid of 80 million euros record bid for the side of Newcastle, as they've never in their history gone ahead to obviously put in a bid that really goes north to 80 million euros. Now, we as United fans, we are like, maybe here we go, is obviously coming in through early enough than expected, and we've gone ahead to obviously lose this deal to Newcastle. But hours later, a man known as David Austin, that is around 10 p.m., almost clocking 11, as we jetted into another day, he broke the story, and we were like, all right, maybe something will obviously keep us smiling until the end of the day. RB Leipzig view Newcastle offer for Benjamin Sesko as insufficient. Newcastle proposal also for 75 million euros plus 5 million euros of add-ons after RB Leipzig asked interested clubs for 75 million euros plus add-ons plus sell-on fee. Man United pursuit also continues, but no bid yet. 22-year-old undecided. The 22-year-old is really undecided about this, and I read that story earlier on. Bid in rejected because they want what we call a sell-on. And Newcastle went ahead to obviously make a bid of 80 million euros, but they want a sell-on clause, you know, into the deal. And I think they want a sell-on clause, especially these clubs, because they notice that Benjamin Sesko is just 22, even if he goes to a club and plays for 5 seasons, he will be 27 and he has a very good resale value. And they believe that he's obviously going to be one of the best talents that have going to evolve in this era as far as leading the line is really concerned. So that's why the side of RB Leipzig are really going in for a sell-on clause, and they really need it badly. And we wait to see whether the side of Newcastle goes ahead to obviously do the needful. And I look at Man United, and I really think it's really going to be hard for the club of Man United to obviously have that on, because they are Man United and they don't want to be really ransomed in there for you, and they feel like a deal should go onto their way. That is it. Now, Leipzig have rejected Newcastle's 75 plus 5 million bid for Benjamin Sesko. 75 million euros fixed fee met their quoted valuation, but overall package not deemed acceptable in terms of both total and structure. Leipzig not yet dropping their demands from when Arsenal we are working with the transfer of Victor Gyökeres. Man United yet to bid, but remain in the race, having held club-to-club player talks. Leipzig hoping, and some sources say waiting for an United offer to create what we call a competitive tension, and that's what we call a bidding war. Sesko has still not, as of Sunday afternoon, indicated to either club which one he prefers to join. Despite reports from Slovenia, he has already picked Newcastle. Prior to Newcastle bid, there were some fears within the club that Sesko was holding out for the club of Man United. Now, this is where it really gets tricky. Some sources are like, he has opted for Man United, and others are, he has gone ahead to choose a club of Newcastle over Manchester United. And that was a source from Slovenia that I even went ahead to obviously quote early in the morning. But to my understanding, I think there is something that we are not really doing. Man United, 80 million euros, I don't think that it's one of those deals that United will do, because we've gone ahead to see them struggle for deals that are really having no competitor, where players have come out to specifically not even think of really joining other clubs, but they've gone ahead to give a go-ahead to the club of Man United. And I'm like, why aren't we really taking months? This time around, we are on to Benjamin Sesko, and they're like, we can only bid when the player gives us his assurance that he wants to come in through and really join our club. So, to me, it's really lazy talk and cheap talk for the club of Man United, because if you really have other strikers in there for the managers looking at Oli Watkins and so many and so forth, though for me, I don't really fancy Oli Watkins. I think we are going for a better option. Why don't you obviously leave the deal and see to it that all goes on well as you want it? Because the moment United raise up their hand and obviously put in a bid, that will be a bidding war, and the side of Newcastle will even need to pay more, because they'll be having pressure from Man United, something that no one would obviously want to obviously see happen to his side. But Benjamin Sesko is undecided, and I think he wants a club that will obviously meet the requirements from RB Leipzig to obviously let him go. And I think that's the club that Benjamin Sesko will obviously give a chance to sign him. Now, Newcastle really get back to their drawing board to obviously present a better option of a story that you will obviously go ahead and see to it that the player really makes his move. If he wants to leave RB Leipzig, even I think, is it yesterday, but one the player never played any minutes. Him and Xavi Simons never played any minutes for RB Leipzig as they prepare for their exit from RB Leipzig. But the RB Leipzig will make a lot of money, because both players can obviously fetch in 80 million euros, and that is close to 160 million euros. That's really a lot of money if you know what money is. So we call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Benjamin Sesko rival bid rejected, but The bid is okay, but the structure of the deal needs to obviously be really looked through. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Second video of the day. I've gonna hit to see someone complain that I really post more videos onto the Rokani Media Football, and I'm like, unless otherwise, he has not been following up. I've been really doing that. Most times when I don't work on Rokan Media, it's very hard to find me on United Matters channel. But we out. Bye bye.